Welcome to the WrestleCord podcast, where we like to keep a record of what's happening in the world of wrestling. It is 4/18/2026, about 10 of 6 p.m. here on the East Coast, and we'd like to welcome everyone along. This is Ryan, along with our host, Cordial, and what a crazy weekend we have here. Mania week. It is Saturday now, so we have WrestleMania just about to start in no time. Big show, of course, for the wrestling world. Not exactly the one that gets me the most excited. A bunch of those shows have already happened. We had so much happening leading into this. How has your week been so far, Cordial?
Oh, it's been pretty good. Just busy with life. You know, life always seems to get the best
What's
of me.
been so busy?
Just lots of school.
Can't throw that out there. I'm going to have to now ask.
I know. Just lots of schoolwork. This has been a hard course. So, and also a very eye-opening course for me, deciding that not sure if this is really the direction I want to go. So, that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
Existential questions going on here.
Absolutely, yes.
All right.
I also just want to also throw in there really quick that we are now on episode 13. Lucky number 13. You forgot to say that at the beginning.
Lucky 13.
So,
why would I? I didn't forget. I was leaving it for you.
Oh,
like
thanks.
You take some of the glory here.
All right.
All right, and so many great shows this week.
Yes.
I don't know how many of you folks out here have caught any of them. I've caught a whole bunch of them, but haven't even really scratched the surface of anything.
No.
There's a bunch of shows we have not, that I'm really excited for, that I've not got a chance to see yet, such as the Stardom show,
I'm super excited for that.
Tokyo Joshi Pro show, but I had a chance to see Progress. The Mark Hitchcock Memorial Super Show was such an excellent show. The Hybrid P Pro Wrestling Unplugged show, which is also a really fun show. I saw the
we also got to see
Mania show.
Okay. I actually got to tune in a little bit to the Big Effie's Big Gay Brunch.
Yeah,
which is
we saw a bit of that.
Which we like to watch each year.
We saw Big Gay Effie take on
Zack Sabre
Jr.
Oh, so great.
Yeah, that was a fun bout. Pretty creative. Lots of fun. I think if you're not checking out the Effie's Big Gay Brunch, you're missing out on some fun every year.
I agree.
So, oh my gosh, such a great. I have to say, if you're a big AEW fan, you really should check out the Mark Hitchcock Memorial Show. Almost the entire lineup covered with AEW stars.
Yeah.
Mark
So
Davis,
exciting.
Bandito,
The Swirl.
Jet Speed, the Demand, like you said, the Swirl. We also had some old Attitude Era folks with Rhino, the Headbangers. Also had Heath Slater. So that's how we actually opened the show. We had Heath Slater and Rhino teaming up, take on the Headbangers. Unfortunately, Mosh came out. He had his arm in a brace and was not able to wrestle the match. He said that he had elbow surgery a couple weeks before, and he ended up getting replaced by not my favorite guy, Hornswoggle. But I mean, it was
That's
a fun
name.
It was it was a fun creative. Well, I mean, he played a leprechaun at one point, so it's a fun creative bout.
Serious?
Yeah. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely
That's
true.
insane.
He was
Okay.
actually partnered up with David Finley's father, Fit Finley.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Or Dave Finley Sr.
See, I love this because I get to learn a little bit about some of the history. Because you say these names to me, and I have absolutely no idea who you're talking about. So
Yeah, there's so much history leading into where we are now that a lot of inside terms that are going to go a bit above your head, but we're super excited to bring another devotee along for the ride of the world of professional wrestling. Another great battle on the card was Masato Tanaka taking on Mark Davis. Super hard hitting, as you would expect, and Mark Davis walking away with the win. We also had the Swirl walking away with the win over Subculture, Flash Morgan Webster, and Mark Andrews.
Nice.
We had Bandito picking up a win as well against Galeno Del Mal. And then in the main event of this show, which was originally supposed to be Ricochet and Leon Slater, but as we talked about previously, Carlos Silva of TNA, a big part in pulling Leon Slater from that card. I'm very unfortunate for the fans. I'm super excited
that's unfortunate even for the wrestler too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is such a
big opportunity.
Yeah.
A nice way to bring two companies together in three in a way with the GCW and the collective's involvement in this Mark Hitchcock Memorial. Unfortunately, that did not happen. But instead, Tony Khan showing that he is a true team player here ended up sending a whole bunch more AEW
Yeah.
stars. So we ended up with Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, Mike Bailey. Of course, Kevin Knight, the newly crowned TNT champion,
and he wore the belt to the
yes,
bell,
he
which
did.
is awesome. They even announced
a
it.
new variation of the
Yes.
belt where the circle around the TNA logo is actually.
TNT.
I'm sorry, yeah, TNT
logo.
Yeah,
okay.
we're talking about TNT
okay.
logo being diamond plated.
Yes, it looked really pretty.
Not diamond plated, but having
like
diamonds all
studs.
around it. Yeah. And they teamed up with Michael Oko to take on the Demand. So Bishop Khan, Ricochet, who was already originally part of this main event, and Toa Leona. Such a fun that you didn't get to watch pretty much any of the show except that main event. And fortunate enough, you were able to sit through that.
That was
and
great.
Such a great fun bout. It unfortunately was the Demand taking home the victory here.
Unfortunately? Why unfortunately?
Oh, bold. Bold.
Yeah. I thought it was great.
I'm not a fan of. Well, I know because you can't stop giving googly eyes to Bishop Khan.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I also got a chance. You didn't get to see a lot of these events this week, but I did. I saw the Progress Chapter 193 Las Vegas show, which was pretty fun. Had Paul Walter Hauser on it, keeping his Proteus title to the dismay of many fans, including myself. We also had Rio in action against Verse Vixen. That was a fun match. And just a really fun show. Also had Leo Rush involved, who
we're going to talk about a little later.
Quite a performance.
Yes, we will talk about that a little later.
Yeah. And then we had Hybrid Wrestling and Pro Wrestling Unplugged I got to see. They had a fun show. That was one of the earliest shows I got to see of the night, and that was super fun. So yeah, just a lot of great stuff going on this week. And of course, we had Collision on Thursday that we're going to cover at the end of our show. And but before we get to that, I really would love to sit here and talk about Bloodsport, which is another great show involving, again, Zack Sabre Jr. taking on Ray Jazz, which was one of my favorite bouts of the night. We had Miyo Yamashita taking on Janai Kai. Shane Mercer and Royce Isaac was just super fun and hard-hitting. Pete Dunne taking on Masashi Takeda.
Oh, that's a name I know. Pete Dunne.
Oh, yes, you do. Yes, the Bruiserweight.
Oh, well,
we had
Zack Sabre Jr., obviously.
William Regal's son, Charlie Dempsey, taking on Timothy Thatcher.
Okay.
And it was headlined with Josh Barnett and versus Yuji Nagata, which was a really fun bout. But my favorite bout, actually, of the night was Natty Neidhart taking on Shayna Baszler. And my God, was this was a quick bout, too. It wasn't super long, and every moment of it was excellent. At one point, Natty just beat the shit out of Shayna Baszler's face, left her bloody as hell. I'm not sure if it was the nose or mouth or both.
Okay.
She looked like she had been in a car wreck. And
oh my gosh.
Shockingly enough, this actually ended with a countout. Shayna Baszler unable to make it back into the ring.
Oh,
Natty
wow.
getting in right the nick of time, and Natty picking up the win. So a super fun card, Bloodsport.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, if any of you folks haven't checked out Bloodsport before, we're actually on Bloodsport 15 now. It hasn't been 15 years of Bloodsport. It's been about 7.
Okay.
But this is actually their 15th event, and it's just a ring, no ropes. So this is very mat MMA style, sort of amateur wrestling heavy. Just really a grapple fest.
Okay.
And super fun.
Oh, that's really
super fun show.
And I think because I do know a little bit about Natty Neidhart because I watched, Total Divas. I've also seen.
Of course you did. That's how you know Natty.
That was your fault. You got me into that. So.
I know it was a way to get you to start to know these girls, which is what we're getting right now. So you get a little understanding of these people, and get a little divested in the product. I think if you, I know it's hard for some guys out there who maybe have female partners who are not interested in pro wrestling. A good way to get them to start to be invested and curious is to maybe show them some of the reality content that might lean a little more into what they might be familiar with.
Yes.
And that's what I did with you. Of course, you were already sort of interested in pro wrestling, just sitting there watching it with me. But,
I think watching Total Divas, though, it made me have a new appreciation for just how much. Yeah. And it gave me a lot of kind of background information, not only just on the wrestlers themselves, but also just the companies, Also, just learning more about what the wrestlers do,
the history,
and that kind of stuff. So it is, I think, talking as a person coming from a non-wrestling background, it definitely helped me learn.
I mean,
a lot
when we met
it.
5 years ago, you had no idea.
No, I knew Hulk
anything
Hogan
about
was
pro
a wrestler.
wrestling. Yeah.
That was the extent of what my wrestling knowledge was. So
and you've come a long way.
Yes,
that's the
I
thing.
love
You
it.
definitely have been gotten addicted. It's taken
I
a hold
love
of
it.
you.
I'm sometimes the one that's like, oh my god, I really want to sit down and watch this. Like, will you watch this with me, please? So, yeah.
So we're gonna try before the end of the week. I don't know if we might not get to this. I don't know if we're actually gonna do another podcast before we get to this Wednesday's Dynamite.
Okay.
But if we don't, then when we get to Wednesday, we're gonna try to watch Stardom. I'm definitely gonna watch Stardom. Hopefully
I really
you
watch it.
get some time to do that as well, and hopefully Tokyo Joshi. There's also a few more events that I'd really like to see, like the MDK GCW event, and so there's a CMLL event.
I would like to watch that.
Yeah, some AEW stars were part of the Stardom event, so I'm super excited.
I'm sure some
and
of the
I don't want to
AEW
spoil. Unfortunately, the news gets me, so I don't want to spoil any of this for you.
And probably with CMLL, I would assume some AEW stars are going to be there, since we have some of those. We had talked about previously. Some of the AEW stars have that dual contract, so I would assume that there would be some of them there. There's just so much wrestling this weekend.
With everybody sort of packing into that Las Vegas greater area, and you just get so much cross promotion going on. It's
which
just
I think is
really
great.
been
a
fun week of wrestling. One of my favorite Mania weeks so far.
Yeah, and I think we might touch on some Mania stuff too. I think our plan is to watch.
We're going to be watching
Mania as we can.
How much notes we're going to take, which is funny because we were talking about the Total Divas thing, and I think it was a good thing for you because I don't really watch WWE, so you really were unfamiliar with so many of these bigger stars in the industry.
Absolutely.
And so that was a way to bring you in, and now you have a broader appreciation. So we're going to be watching WrestleMania tonight, starting. I think the pre-show might actually be starting now.
It might be, yeah.
So
we'll
as
run
soon
this
as
through
we're
this
off of
quick,
here,
and then we'll get watching.
So to the meat of our podcast here today, we're going to discuss Collision from 2 days ago. We're a little late to the party on this one.
Sorry, guys.
By the way, I'm so sorry. I know I disappeared at the end of our last podcast. I was having a bit of pain and was unable to continue the rest of our podcast. Luckily,
I held down the fort.
Yes, luckily, Cordial came in to help. I tagged Cordial in, and she there's no longer a tag team effort. She took the ball and ran with it.
Yes, I did.
Right. But let's head in here to Collision.
So we had Collision on a special night tonight, or not tonight, special night this week. It was on Thursday instead of Saturday, obviously, because of WrestleMania, which I think was a really smart...
And it was actually taped on Wednesday right after Dynamite.
Yes, so I think it's a really smart move. So we actually opened our show.
So just to keep everything, this was April 16th, 2016.
Yes, Thursday.
This is also Everett, Washington, where, like I said, this was filmed right after Dynamite.
If you guys actually were watching any of the shows, for some reason they kept saying Seattle, Washington. I don't know how close Everett is to Seattle, but they kept messing that up because they were in Everett. They were not in Seattle, so I just wanted to put that out there. The show opened with
the Young Bucks taking on the Rascals, and what a fun bout.
Yes.
Super, it's what you would expect, and everything... The timing was so good on all of this quick pace action.
Yes.
Super fun. I know you have a lot of notes that you would like to go through.
Sure. And I want to say that the Rascals, so tonight we actually had a little bit of a shakeup. We actually had Myron Reed and Zachary Wentz.
Yeah.
Because we haven't really seen a lot from Myron Reed.
No, well, especially not in the tag. It's usually Zachary Wentz and Desmond Xavier.
Yes.
Desmond Xavier had wrestled the previous night against Tommaso Ciampa, or earlier in that night against Tommaso Ciampa in a losing effort. And so this is, I like this variation of the tag team actually a bit more than Desmond and Zach. So.
Yes. Well, and it's nice too because as for me, I'm not really as familiar with Myron Reed, so it was really nice to get to see him in action, especially in the tag team.
I am a big fan of him from his time in MLW as the World Middleweight Champion.
Yeah.
I think the guy is such a rising star in the industry.
So We just have, obviously, when you have the Bucks and the Rascals, you got lots of chaos going on, lots of high flying.
Lots of fast pace.
Yes, it is very fast paced.
A lot of tandem moves.
Yes, but also too, a lot of really great just tag team work, and especially coming from like the Bucks. I know we've said this before, where the Bucks are just so in tune with each other. Yeah. They just they know,
like they're brothers.
Yes. Well, I mean they are brothers, so. I don't actually have a ton of notes on this. I thought it was a really fun bout. We have, at one point, we have Reed flipping over the top rope and then back into the ring. He pulls, I believe it was Nick. I'm sorry. I get them mixed up all the time.
With Nick with such dark hair now, they're not as easily distinguishable as they
which we
had
mentioned in the last
been,
podcast. Yeah. So we have, so Reed flips over the top rope, pulls, and then back into the ring. So it's almost like he was doing I don't know if you call it a springboard, but he looked like he was kind of like going off a trampoline, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So he comes off the apron, comes back in. He pulls Nick on top of him.
It's sort of like a lung blower position.
Yes. But then he holds him there. And then Wentz actually comes off of the top turnbuckle and double stomps him. Holy shit, that looked wild.
Yeah.
It was crazy looking. And then later on we have Reed reversing Nick's super kick so that he actually turned around and super kicked Matt in the face.
He caught his foot and then throw it at Matt. And so he ended up hitting Matt real hard.
Yes. So just lots of flying through this whole match. It ended really fun. I just thought it was a really great match.
The last sequence was really cool.
It was. It was so fast I couldn't even take notes.
It was like the Young Bucks went for the Meltzer driver.
Okay.
But I think they had a hold of...
I think it was Myron, wasn't it?
Was it Myron?
I think so.
Matt had a hold of... I believe it was Myron. Myron ended up... no, maybe it was Zach. Either way. One of the Rascals ends up... fighting away from Matt with Nick on the apron. He then goes to hit... I think he goes to hit Nick, but Nick, ducks it. Mm-hmm. Then Matt catches him. Nick ends up doing a moonsault onto the other Rascal on the outside, hops back up. They catch the other Rascal again in the ring and end up hitting the Meltzer driver. I'm doing a terrible job of describing
That's okay.
I suggest everyone check out that last,
probably
15 seconds of the bout. It was really nice.
It was fun.
It was really fun. So it ends up...
It was quick, which is why I couldn't even take notes.
It was perfectly timed.
It was
so perfectly timed.
Great.
So it is the Young Bucks picking up the win with the Meltzer driver. And then do you want to talk a little about what happened after the bout?
Yeah. So after the bout, we have Connors and Finlay coming in from behind to attack them. Finlay comes in, he clears house.
He's got the shillelagh. Yeah, and he takes everyone out. He takes the Rascals, takes the Bucks.
Yep. And then we have Desmond coming in to make the save. He eats a power bomb into the ring post. That looked crazy.
Yeah, on the outside. That was vicious.
And then we have, I believe it was Connors doing the full clip
on Zach.
Well, it
was both of them.
Oh,
because it's that tandem maneuver.
Okay.
Where one of them comes off the top rope while the other holds him in the vertical suplex. Yeah, it's called the full clip.
See, this is part of the problem with not knowing what a lot of this stuff is called and just trying to figure out how to take notes on it.
We're here to learn.
Yes. So and I appreciate very much that you know a lot of this. And help me with it.
And then from there, we'd have the dogs getting on the mic, and it would start with Finlay.
It starts with Finlay, and he basically is like, well, you may beat down one dog, but if you want to kill us, you will have to kill all of us. We want bodies, and we want gold, which they've said that before. Yeah. So when they say we want bodies, what are they saying? They want to kill people?
They get sensual. I'm not sure what's going on here.
And then Connors takes the mic from him and says... all of the tag team division is on notice. You're about to get screwed.
See, I feel like they're getting sensual here.
I know. To be honest with you, I thought that was a little cheesy. I didn't think that was needed. They could have just ended with Finlay. Finlay is such a badass.
I think it should have ended on the we want gold part.
And it's nothing against Connors. Connors is fine on the mic, but I mean, Finlay just has a presence about him.
I have something against Connors. No, I think it is against Connors.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
I love Finlay. I saw him for the first time in New Japan, so I just think he is such a badass. Every time he comes to the ring, he just has that look about him. I kind of feel like
a douchebag.
No, he looks like a badass.
All right.
All right. So next up,
we get more tag action with the 6-man. So we have the conglomeration Orange, Roddy, and O'Reilly versus. Oh, we should just call them like that every time. I like that. Orange, Roddy, O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Versus the Lethal Twist of Blake Christian, Lee Johnson, and Jay Lethal.
Which I'm excited for. I'm not going to lie. I really liked Jay Lethal.
I'm so happy to see more of Jay Lethal anytime I can.
When I first started watching, Jay Lethal was teaming up with Jeff Jarrett and Satnam Singh and what's the other guy's name? I can't remember now.
Rocky Romero?
No, it wasn't Rocky. It was the other. Sadnam Singh's a really tall guy. No, it was
No?
the shorter guy that always
Rocky
had the
Romero.
pencil. No, he always had the pencil.
Sanjay Dutt.
Yes, thank you, Sanjay Dutt.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm saying Rocky Romero.
That's okay.
Sanjay Dutt.
Yeah. So and then he just like kind of left, and I didn't see him for a while. So I'm super happy to see him back.
I mean, I grew up. Well, I wouldn't say I grew up. I mean, by the time I started watching him, I was pretty much like graduating high school.
Okay.
But Jay Lethal has been such a big part of my whole wrestling watching
Career.
I guess if you want to call it career. I mean, if you do what you love, it's not really a job. But
That's true.
So lots of fast-paced action as you would expect. I love this spot that's been happening with Strong, just using Orange Cassidy as a weapon, tossing him around, running him like a battering ram into people. Really fun.
Yeah. Tonight he actually he had Lee in the corner. He went over and like basically like jammed Orange into him, turned around, and then Orange kind of like dropped down into Blake Christensen and did a DDT, and it was just the way that whole spot went. It was very fluid. Yeah, it looked really cool.
A lot of actually, this match was very little tagging. Most of the match was multiple guys in the ring. And honestly, there was a few spots here where you could see O'Reilly and Orange laying on the outside. It looked very odd, just like they're just sitting there waiting for their spots.
Yeah.
I don't really like that so much. I think there definitely needs to be more use of the tags in some of these matches.
Yeah.
It's when we watch with some of our younger viewers, so like 12, 13, they're always commenting on why is the ref letting all these people in the ring.
Yes.
And I love it because that's a damn good question. Why is he? So this was a really fun bout. I do think there was this show was really heavy on the tag action.
It really was. Honestly, it felt kind of almost more like a New Japan show.
It did. There was not a, which I mean,
not a lot of singles.
Sounds in Tony Khan's or like a lucha show where
I will say
very in Tony Khan's wheelhouse. He is a big fan of both of those.
I will say that it honestly was kind of refreshing not having so many singles matches. Although like because I'm kind of used to that, but I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah. I don't know about the stacking of this card. I felt like it was a little wonky.
It could have been better paced.
I think so.
Yeah, it should have been paced a little differently, especially because we just came off of having like the tag
such a
match.
Fast-paced tag match.
Yes, and again, when we have the conglomeration, a lot of times I feel that they tend to be a little on a fast-paced team. So
yeah, the structure of both of these matches were very similar.
Yes, so I feel like they definitely could have done better with stacking it differently, which I know you agreed with. There was a kind of an amusing spot though in this match where Orange and Blake are in the center of the ring and they're just doing lazy kicks. Orange starts, of course, he always does the lazy kicks, but you know we're used to seeing that with him. But then Blake kind of just obliges him and starts doing the same thing, and then he backs up and then goes over like he's really gonna kick Orange, but he doesn't. He just does another lazy kick, and I don't know. I found that really amusing. So.
But in the end, it would be Lee Johnson getting caught in Kyle O'Reilly's ankle lock submission and giving up. And so we have the conglomeration, our trios champions getting the win here.
Yep.
And from there, we head into the backstage. We see Hook walking around.
Just kind of
unfortunately,
talking.
Every time I see him, I'm never in a good mood.
No. So
that does not hook me into these shows, I'll tell you that.
So we have Bowens coming in and interrupting Hook's little segment.
Yep.
And
who we've seen before. They're pushing this narrative of him wanting to be part
of the Ops.
Of the Ops.
Yes.
Not terribly named.
It is terribly named.
They really need to change that up. And he was already told before that Hook needs to see more of his killer side because if he wants to, I think, hang with the killers, he has to be a killer.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what he said.
I don't think any of these guys are killers except. Well, I guess
maybe Samoa Joe. Yeah.
I mean, Shibata
definitely not Hook.
Shibata's almost killed himself. So
yeah. So Bowens comes in. Bowens comes. Oh my gosh, I can't speak tonight. Thank you. And
it's just two S's.
I know. Yeah. Interrupts Hook talking and says to him that he just wants to know if he's in the Ops or not. And then Hooks. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry guys, I can't speak tonight. Hook says that he will let him know next week because he's the boss of the Ops. And I'm sorry. This is so unbelievable. I don't believe this at all. He doesn't seem like a
giving
leader.
middle
He doesn't.
schooler the keys to the car.
Yes.
What the hell's
He does
happening
not
here?
exude being the leader of the ops.
Yeah, he doesn't exude
especially
anything.
after coming off of Samoa Joe.
He exudes being a Nepo baby is what he exudes.
Yes, thank you. That's a good way to put it.
And from here we get more tag action, but with the women, they also a little bit of a change up.
Yep.
This was more of a jobber match here. In the enhancement match, we have the newly minted team of Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida.
Which is such a weird team.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it. It is a little unusual. I know you said this during the last podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, two people kind of look for some space to do. We have this tag division. Obviously, Tony Storm's out, so we're losing the team, Amina and Tony.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seemed like a weird pairing to me.
Yeah. Well, we have them taking on Big Ann, who we saw on... Did we just see on Dynamite? Or was it before that?
I think it was before that.
Was it the pay-per-view?
It might have been.
I think it was a pay-per-view against Camille. It was Big Ann and her tag partner here, Danica Della Rouge. Now, I'm not sure. It seems like they're normally a tag team on the independent circuits because their outfits were like exactly the same. So it seems like they're an established tag team. And I thought this was a nice, fun, quick bout.
Yeah.
It was Stat starts out, hits a big suplex on Danica, looked vicious. She was holding her lower back right after this. Looked like she was in a lot of pain.
I think that's a testament to Stat's strength. I know that they like to really capitalize on her strength. And I think that was a really great way that she was able to do it.
Because Danica is a big girl. We have Big Ann, but Danica was definitely the bigger of the two.
Yes. And then we have Stat catapulting Ann into the turnbuckle. That looked wicked. She smacked her face right into it. Then we have Stat going over. Shida tags in. She stacks Ann and De La Rouge right in the corner and does a big running hit on them. And then we have Shida doing a Falcon Arrow into the center of the ring. And then it got kind of weird because she tags Stat in almost, and then when Stat comes in the ring, though, they're kind of in each other's face.
Yeah, it almost
and
seemed like she didn't want to get out.
Yeah, and it almost looked like they were is going to start fighting or arguing, kind of like what we saw with Takeshita and Okada last week. So I don't know, that looked really weird, and maybe that's a red herring for later.
Yeah.
So then we have Stat doing the Saturday Night Fever on Big Ann for the 1, 2, 3, and
the match ends as you would expect. Another right now 2-0 for the team of Stat and Shida.
Yep.
And from here we had a fun bout, quite an exciting bout considering I did not expect this to go as long or be as compelling as it was, but
agreed.
We had for a Continental Eliminator match and more Eliminator matches.
Yes, so this sorry.
John Moxley taking on the Ring of Honor World Television Champion Nick Wayne, who came along with Mama at least out to the apron.
She wasn't allowed
to the entrance.
She wasn't allowed to be out at the ring. That was part of the rules.
She had a little fan there.
Yes.
That's part of the Continental rules, quote unquote. Anyway, that nobody's supposed to bring that. She had a fan though, one of those fans that you open and sort of wave at yourself, and it had Mother across it when she opened it, which was interesting.
And this is the first time we've seen Nick Wayne for a while because he's been doing a lot in Ring of Honor. I want to say, if I remember correctly, Tony said that it's been almost a year since he's been in.
Oh, wow.
Since he's been in AEW. So I thought it was kind of like a big thing.
Yeah.
So as we know with
the crowd was excited. The crowd was excited to have him there.
Absolutely.
That's about 10 minutes from his father, Buddy Wayne's school.
Okay.
His father, who, of course, has already passed, left us all behind. Son of a bitch, bring me with you. But
no. So as we know,
the crowd was super. The crowd was actually pretty excited for Nick Wayne here, which is pretty unusual.
Yeah. So and as we know with the Eliminator matches and the Continental not the Eliminator specifically, but with the Continental matches, they have a 20-minute time limit. Yes. So I just wanted to make that known again. We do reference that usually. So we start off. We've got Mox, of course, doing some chops. Mox's chops sounded like a gunshot going off. He did 2 chops to Wayne. And we actually talked about this last week where you don't often see the wrestlers actually fall to the mat or fall to their knees. Mox hit these chops so hard that both times Wayne dropped to his knees and looked like he was about to start crying. Yeah. They were so intense. We have Wayne kicking Mox in the face. Oh my God, it looks so disrespectful.
Wayne was getting a lot of hits in here. This
Yes.
was not a one-sided bout by any means.
No. Wayne did honestly, I was very kind of impressed with Wayne tonight. I thought or Thursday night. I think he did a really great job. He really held his own, I think, against Mox, especially because Mox is such a seasoned veteran.
Yeah.
So, and this spot that I'm talking about specifically, Mox was actually laying on the mat. So Wayne comes over and pretends that he's going to stomp on his face and turns away from Mox, but actually
Sort of slaps him in the face with his foot.
Yes, almost like a back kick. It almost looked like he was like trying to, what is it? Megan Bain does that where she like kicks her feet back, like kicking dirt on.
Dirt.
Yeah, but he like caught him in the face. So it looked really disrespectful the way he did it. So, we have Wayne trying to taunt Mox a lot, and Mox ends up going out of the ring, and kind of walks around for a little bit. He looks very, I don't know. I don't know if I would necessarily say pissed, but he definitely looked frustrated. Yeah. And he comes and gets back into the ring eventually, walks over to Wayne and puts his hand out like he wants a handshake, I guess, like of respect. I'm not really sure what he was trying to do with it. But then we have Wayne taking his hand, and Mox immediately does a pile driver on him, which I kind of
shanks him in, hits him with the pile driver.
Yep.
Does a little quick middle fingers flash before he actually hits the pile driver. He lifts them up and then throws his middle finger out and then hits the pile driver.
Oh, okay. I missed that part. So then we get on the outside of the ring, we have Mox booting Wayne right in the face while he's sitting on a chair. That looked crazy. He hit him so hard. Wayne, of course, falls completely over, is sitting there like clutching the side of his face. It looked really good. I'm not going to lie. It looked wicked. And then we have them back in the ring. Mox has a toe hold and a headlock. It looked like, I'm not really sure if I'm explaining that well.
No, you're good.
Okay.
That's pretty much what happened there.
And then Wayne is able to crawl over to the ropes for the break. Mox has then Wayne in a full Nelson, where Wayne actually counters and does a full Nelson himself, which I thought looked that was different. I wouldn't say it looked great, but I like that he countered it. Wayne then does, when he has him in the full Nelson, he then does that Snapdragon suplex on Mox, which I thought looked really great. He did a really great job with it. Mox, and then boots Wayne in the face several times while Wayne's on his knees. We eventually get Wayne getting up. He spits in Mox's face and then does, I don't know if this is the right term, a roundabout kick to Mox's face.
Well, it was like an enziguri.
Okay. Obviously, it was so hard hitting. Mox immediately drops to his knees.
And he comes up with blood.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He must have hit him. So I don't know if he hit like his eye socket or maybe like his eyebrow.
Yeah, it was right next to the eye area.
But
the blood was trickling down.
Yeah, I mean, you just
see. He got him good.
He really did. The blood just started
gushing. Mox looked rocked from the kick.
He really did.
And he would end up just going right into it. Grabbing. He looked so pissed at this point. Legitimately pissed. He grabbed Mox and swings him over so hard into the bulldog choke. Mm-hmm. And in the end, that is still not enough to keep Wayne out.
Nope.
So he ends up hitting the Death Rider and getting the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So I thought this was a really good
match. Wayne there from a Continental title contention. And we actually went over the midway point. At one point, they had announced in the match that we had gone past the 10-minute mark.
I think it was shortly after they said the 15-minute mark. They had 5 minutes left, is right about where it ended. Okay. So, I mean, like I said, I thought Wayne did a really good job. Mm-hmm. He held his own.
Yeah, he looked good.
He did, especially... Well, I mean, I guess he's been.
I'm sure Mox wasn't happy that he got blood drawn on him.
But no.
I'm sure he was reaming Nick out in the back about that.
Probably. But, I mean, let's be honest. It's a Mox match. You kind of expect that. So from here, we go to the back. We have Don Callis and Okada with Lexi. And she's asking about what happened at Dynasty. Callis is basically like, because of what happened, he thinks that he can get Okada out of this title shot with Takeshita. But Okada's like, no. I want this match because I'm the champion. So I guess it looks like we're still going to get that match.
Yeah. I'm sure
excited.
He's pretty annoyed. At getting dropped on his head in that Meltzer driver.
Absolutely.
And not getting any help from Takeshita at the pay-per-view. So, From here, oh my God.
Oh gosh, we're going to my favorite bout of the night.
This was quite an entertaining encounter.
Oh my gosh, this is so great. So
and whether you like it or not, there's no way you're going to easily forget what happened here.
No.
So,
I thought this was...
Please, bring us in, Cordial.
Okay, this match was so fun. To be honest with you, I can't remember the last time I actually laughed out loud during a match. There were several times during this match that I did.
So that's a lie. You laughed. You laughed right after this match as we watched Zack Sabre Jr. and Effie.
But not as much as I did during this one.
All right, fair
And that
enough.
was after. So we have the Death Riders, Pac versus Lio Rush. Okay. So, and I don't know how familiar you guys are with Lio Rush. I've seen him a couple times prior to this new gimmick that he's doing. I know that we talked about him, I believe it was a couple podcasts ago, and I made some comparisons with him and this new gimmick that he's doing. So we have so Pac came out first to his music, introduction, great, fine. He's standing in the ring. So then we have Lio coming out, all right? If you haven't seen him, he comes out wearing the just the black shorter trunks, but he has got these white contacts in that make his
eyes.
Yeah, snake eyes that make his eyes look crazy, and he keeps them very open and wide-eyed, like he's surprised the whole time he has these in, right? So as he's coming out, he comes out slowly, which I find very interesting. It takes a lot of control, I think, to be able to do that. All of his movements are very controlled, which is, again, I think it's kind of difficult to do because, a lot of times these guys are just kind of walking normally, but he's actually slowing himself down as he's coming out. As he's coming...
I'm sorry. I'm going to cut you off
No,
here.
it's okay.
He is, jerking himself around. He looks super... He's going a Gollum impression.
Yes.
Is probably the closest
Which I
thing.
alluded to the last time we saw him.
It's sort of like a snake meets Gollum.
Yes.
It's super weird. He's sort of just saying shit. You don't understand what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah.
Saying it was all... So then he ends up in the ring. And before he actually gets to the ring, they show Pac at ringside looking completely with
confused,
the what the fuck face.
Right. He's
what the hell
almost
is
disgusted.
Yes.
I have no idea what's happening here.
So as Pac gets in the ring, we're starting this bout. Lio will not get out of the corner.
No,
he is crouched down in the corner. He is just mumbling shit.
Yes.
He is acting so fucking weird.
Yeah,
he won't move. Pac is completely unsure of what he should do here. He keeps asking the ref, what should I do?
The ref doesn't even know. He's
eventually he gets tired of it, walks over and kicks Lio Rush in the face. Lio Rush immediately hops up and starts barreling into, not necessarily running, but starts zoning in like a zombie on Pac.
It's
who
so
just starts
weird.
backing up. And he's actually so frightened by this that he ends up falling down onto his butt. Pac does. And it leaves Lio Rush in the ring. Lio Rush puts his hand out and
but
pleads,
walks really slowly over to him.
Pleads with Pac to grab his hand, which Pac is unwilling to do. And then we just end up getting a bunch of strikes back and forth between these two. If you want to keep going here, you have most of the notes for
That's
this.
okay. Lio running the ropes. He does a bunch of quick moves. He grabs Pac's head at one point through the ropes. Pac's standing on the outside. And this whole time, Pac just looks incredibly confused. He has no idea what's happening. And I have to say, and this is why I kind of commented before about when he's coming down to the entrance, just the slow movements that he's doing.
Very jerky.
He's doing this throughout the whole match. But then you get when he's actually doing spots and moves, he is quick as shit. It's like a snake, really. Yeah. I mean, he's really playing to that snake part of his gimmick. So, I don't know. This match for me was my favorite of the night.
Hilarious.
It was so much fun.
Lio is just saying all kinds of weird shit. He's screaming, almost like a toddler on the ground that time. It is so weird.
Lio honestly is just playing all kinds of mind games.
I was so unsure during the entrance, and we saw him already starting to do this gimmick before, even on AEW, and I'm just sort of unsure. I don't hate it. I'm trying to give him a chance here. But by the end of this, I was in love with whatever nonsense this was. It was so fucking bizarre.
At one point, we've got Pac and Lio on the outside of the ropes on the floor. And Pac, I'm not even going to lie, he looked truly like afraid of Leo,
disturbed.
and Leo is literally chasing him around the ring, and Pac is just like running away from him.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, I don't know that I've ever seen Pac actually do that. Pac. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Pac. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him, because I've been watching him with the older NXT that we've been watching, and throughout this whole time with AEW. So Adrian, God, that's such a terrible name.
I know.
Okay, I digress. Anyway,
I
like
remember
I said,
when it was announced that he was signed to NXT, and then they introduced that his name was going to be Adrian Neville, and I said, "What the fuck is that? Why?"
So Leo is just playing all kinds of mind games with Pac, and then as they're on the outside, Pac gets Leo up and does a pile driver. Ouch! Did that look crazy?
And this was, I think, around the time that Daniel Garcia, who's at ringside, keeps telling Pac to not fall for these mind games.
Yes.
Don't play this shit. And there's also another point here where Daniel Garcia is dumping water from a bottle into his hand and throwing it at Leo like he's trying to exercise it. Like it's holy water.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
So
I totally
bizarre.
missed that.
It was so bizarre. Leo is at one point like galloping around the ring on all fours, but not on his knees, like on his hands and his feet.
Yes.
Just like a gazelle. It's so bizarre.
It's so weird. And right before we had that, we have Leo on the outside after that pile driver.
Oh, there was also early on a spot where Leo's on his back and Pac goes to like hit him with something, and Leo arches up his back and sort of shoves his belly up in the air.
Yes.
And Pac is just like too frightened to even move, just startled here at this bizarreness. His whole thing was because, him coming down and doing this goofy gimmick, you've seen this before with wrestlers, where they do like a gimmick, but it doesn't quite translate into the actual performance in the ring. Leo Rush was just expertly intertwining this weird-ass behavior with how he is actually wrestling back in the ring. It was really well done. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah. So on the outside, when this is happening, with Leo getting almost counted out, I got super annoyed. And the only reason that I'm mentioning this is because I don't remember who was reffing for this match, but they got to the 9 count. We never heard the 10 count, but the stupid freaking cameraman didn't even show it. He's like panning in on Pac's face, and I'm like, what are you doing?
So you can't see
him actually get back into the ring.
Leo trying to get back into the ring. And
they
were on him for a couple counts, actually.
Yes, it was so annoying. I'm just like, come on, guys, get your shit together.
We've complained before about some of the camera work in AEW just not being the best.
Yes. So eventually we get Pac. He goes for his Black Arrow. But as he goes for the Black Arrow, Leo springs up on his feet into a crouch position, not allowing Pac to actually finish.
And not only that, but then he stands there and calls for him. He's calling for Pac to come at him.
Yes.
From the top rope.
Yep. So, and this is the point where Leo is running around the ring on all fours, and then he actually
goes... But again,
goes,
not his knees. Like,
no. It's like on all fours.
Feet.
Yes.
It's so bizarre.
He runs through the... Or he goes
a dive to the
through
outside.
the ropes, sending Pac to the floor. And then we get
Pac's
them
on the floor.
Yes.
But
and then we have them coming back into the ring. Pac then is running the ropes. He does this wicked lariat to Rush, and then has Rush in the brutalizer for the win with the 1, 2, 3 because Leo actually passed out.
Well, and not only does so Leo doesn't just pass out here. Leo is in the brutalizer and begins to grin.
Oh yeah,
sadistically.
Yes. Oh my God, it looked like a shot out of that movie Smile.
Yes, it did. And then ends up passing out. It was kind of weird because it almost looked like he wasn't passed out. The ref called it, and then as soon as Pac lets go of the brutalizer, you see Rush just like collapse face down.
Yeah.
So demonstrating that he is, despite the giant grin on his face.
Yes, he's passed out. That was honestly hands down my favorite match of the night. This was great. This is probably one of my favorite matches I've seen in a long time. This was absolutely fantastic.
It was very memorable. Like I said, whether you like it or don't, it was definitely memorable.
Yes.
And I think this is an interesting thing. Leo Rush, a guy who has always been such a great talent in the ring, always had moves, always knows how to move, always had such a great agility and timing, and just never has been able to do much with it in regards to advancing his career. And I think this is probably a smart move for him to try and work on the character aspect and see if he can make some changes there that might help him advance his career. Because, I mean, in the ring with his movements and his abilities. There really is no getting better there. He's about as great as you can be. So I like that he is looking to try to change the formula up here and get ahead. And I'm like I said, I was very sort of skeptical but trying to give it a chance and just was not sure about this gimmick, even at the beginning of this match. And he has definitely won me over. So from here we get again more tag action, a 6-man with Brody King, Mystico, and Mascara Dorada taking on three local talents in Ricky Gibson, KC Riff, and Cole Rivera. Super fast, not a whole ton going on here. Brody, of course, dominating, throwing people around. There was a spot there where all three men are just chopping. I think it was Rivera in the corner. They're just taking turns chopping him. And in the end, of course, it is Brody King with the what is he called? The pendulum pile driver on Gibson.
Yeah. God, that was so hard. Yeah, he literally folded him over in half. It was crazy.
Yeah, and getting the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So, and I think through that whole match, I don't think, if I remember correctly, KC Riff got tagged in at all. I don't think we saw anything from him. I think it was just Gibson and Rivera.
Yeah, this was very fast. Yeah. Very short match.
Yep.
So from here we'd head to the back, and we'd end up with Stat and Sheeta talking, and then we'd have Mina show up. She would end up challenging. I
think it was Sheeta.
Yeah,
I think she challenged
Sheeta. So it looks like we're going to get that on Dynamite next week. And then from here we have it is time for our main event, folks. It is for the Women's Championship. We are getting our Women's World Champion, Tekla, taking on the other half of the Brawling Birds. She just beat Jamie Hayter at the pay-per-view, and now she is getting Alex Windsor to challenge her. And just starting off, what did you think of this match? What did you think going into this match before it started?
I thought that this match was going to be really good, to be honest. I really like Tekla. I really do. And I know you absolutely love her.
I love Tekla. I am so glad they put the title on her. I think that was such a wise decision.
Yes, I agree. I agree. And no offense to Stat, but she just doesn't have it, in my opinion. Tekla just exudes what the Women's World Champion should be.
Well, and with her competition being Tekla, there's no comparison.
No, not at all.
She wrestles circles around this girl.
Yes.
She has attitude.
For days.
I always say that. I always say what a badass she looks like. She just exudes that pro wrestling mindset.
Absolutely.
I love it.
So as far as the bout, I don't know. I wasn't expecting a ton from this. I don't want to say excited. I was happy to see it. I don't think that personally that Windsor was going to do anything super fabulous, and I definitely don't think she was going to win this.
Well, I know that you were worried that you did not want
Windsor to
take the title.
No, not at all, because I don't think she's ready. To be honest, I don't think that Windsor is ready to win the world title.
Especially after Jamie losing.
Exactly.
This would make no sense.
No, not at all, because if they are gonna, if they were to take the belt from Tekla, somebody like Jamie Hayter would be your choice. Yeah. Especially with Toni Storm being out right now. Yes. So.
Well, especially the connection between Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter and all
absolutely.
That. So.
I will say, I don't know. I'm still a little kind of on the fence with Windsor. I don't think that she's a fantastic wrestler. I think she does a lot better in the tag teams than she does as a singles
I would agree. She does show a lot of promise, though.
Yeah. And I think she needs more time in the ring.
Yeah.
Before
she needs more experience.
Yes, absolutely. So, what did you
think?
So
this is a good way to get experience. So, I'm always excited to see Tekla. I didn't think there was much of a chance that Alex Windsor would take the title. At least I was hoping.
Yeah.
So, and I think this bout did well. It wasn't my favorite bout of the night.
No.
Leo Rush stole the show.
He really did.
This was so fucking... that whole thing was so bizarre.
I know, we keep gushing about it.
And on a show that actually had a really great Young Bucks and Rascals match.
Yes.
That Leo Rush bit just
it
definitely... Yeah, is definitely going to be the thing I remember the most from this night. And, this was really a fun bout. Real hard hitting. I think we went about 12, 13 minutes here.
Yeah.
In this, it was fun action, but in the end, it is Tekla doing the sneaky, grabbing the knucks that were grabbing the knucks out of her tights and hitting Windsor as they were in the corner.
Yep.
And then hiding the knucks under the apron. And then hitting the curb stomp on Alex Windsor and getting the 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So you have Tekla retaining her AEW Women's World Title.
By cheating.
Yep. And that's what she's been doing this whole time. She just beat Jamie Hayter at the pay-per-view last Sunday at was Sunday. Yeah, oh yeah. I get it confused now that I grew up in an era where every wrestling pay-per-view was Sunday. So that's always wants to be my default, but now I get my brain all confused because they're happening on Saturdays so often I can't always keep track. But I thought it was a fun bout, a nice way to end the Collision show.
Yes, and I have to say, I just want to say real quick that I love that we have the women who were main eventing. I love that Tony Khan is featuring the women more, especially now that we have the tag team division.
Yes.
And I love that they're becoming more of the main eventers as well.
Focal point of the show.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it, yes.
And I mean, with a women's world champion like Tekla, and just like we have with Tony Storm, they cannot be denied.
No.
And so, a fun bout to end the show. And I thought a pretty fun Collision in general.
I agree.
I mean, there was some really nice bright spots. The Moxley... Wayne match, and with obviously the Leo Rush, and with our opener about the Young Bucks and the Rascals. So
it was good.
All in all, a fun show, and I enjoyed it. How did you feel?
I enjoyed it very much. I really did. I like the Young Bucks and the Rascals. I'm very much enjoying seeing the Rascals, especially because I'm not as familiar with them. So being able to watch them more and more is great. And I also really like that this card, for the most part, was a lot of like tag team trios matches, which we don't get to see as often.
Yeah, so. and like you spoke of, very reminiscent of like a New Japan or a Stardom. A Stardom card. So, let's just talk real quick. The big elephant in the wrestling world right now, WrestleMania, which is I think elephant in the room,
the wrestling room.
Why can't it be in the wrestling world? I mean, there's not a lot of elephants in the wrestling world, so that would be a big deal.
I guess.
Yeah.
Because the saying is elephant in the room. So it would be the wrestling room.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make it wrestling-centric. That's what I'm doing here. Okay. Trying to mix it up.
All right.
So we're just going to run through the card real quick for Mania. The Saturday card is happening tonight, and we might even just after that even talk about, dare I say, what's happening tomorrow night.
Okay.
I think ostensibly the bigger card out of our show. So... in the first 2 hours of WrestleMania is going to be featured on ESPN. We're going to get the unsanctioned match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. So weird to have an unsanctioned match at the beginning of the show, but nonetheless, I'm excited. I think this is because it's usually like you turn out the lights because the company is being held liable, so it's not even like officially part of the card or whatever. But we're not having that happen. So. Also, in that first 2 hours on ESPN2, we're going to have a 6-man tag match with the Usos and LA Knight versus Logan Paul, Austin Theory, who are actually the World Tag Team Champions, and I show speed, and I couldn't care less about any of that. I think it's unfortunate that the Usos and LA Knights have to participate in this debacle.
Yeah.
So, we're also going to get on the main card, we're going to get the Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way match with Nia Jackson, Lash Legends, our champion, taking on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. And plus Bailey and Lara Valkyrie, and then the Bella Twins. Now, it has been rumored and seems to be true that Nikki Bella is not making it to the show, and she's going to replace with this is brand new news to you. I know you're gonna freak out.
Okay.
Paige.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, so it seems Paige has signed a deal. This is what the news seems to be, that Paige has signed a deal. And she is going to replace Nikki Bella at Mania in this Fatal 4-Way tag match.
So she left AEW to go back to WWE. Are you freaking kidding me?
Seems to be.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Saraya anyway, but I did like her when she was Paige in what I saw.
Well, isn't this what you want then? Well, you like.
I don't know, but no, I like Nikki. I like the Bella Twins. That's gonna be a weird. That is gonna be a weird matchup. Paige and
I hate the Bella Twins.
I know you do, but I don't.
Make my eyes roll. So we're also gonna get Seth Rollins taking on Gunther, one of the last additions to the card.
Okay.
We're also gonna get Women's Intercontinental title match, AJ Lee taking on Becky Lynch.
Ooh, that'll be good.
And then in our main event of Saturday's card, we're going to get for the Undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes taking on Randy Orton with
And-
Pat McAfee. Oh, and I'm sorry. We're also going to get for the Women's World Championship Stephanie McCur versus Liv Morgan. I
I'm
almost
excited for
skipped
that
over that.
one.
I'm excited too.
I'm excited for that.
So, and I guess we'll just run over real quick before we end this podcast. We got a few minutes here before we hit the hour. We're going to get on Sunday's card for the Intercontinental Championship in a ladder match. We have Penta defending against Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio.
Okay.
We're also going to get in, and this is all part of the first hour on ESPN. We're going to get Obafemi taking on Brock Lesnar. I think that could be good or absolutely dreadful.
Right.
And I'm actually leaning towards dreadful. So I guess we'll see. We're going to get the Demon, Finn Balor, taking on Dominic Mysterio.
Okay.
Also for the WWE Women's Championship, we're going to get Jade Cargill defending against Rhea Ripley. I think that's again going to be good or dreadful.
I have to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of Jade Cargill, so I hope Rhea Ripley
You're a
wins.
liar. You're the number one baddie.
I am not.
Quit. Lady doth protest too much. Folks, she's the number one
He's
baddie.
been saying this since I started watching Jade in AEW, and she did that massive freaking TBS run, which I was not happy with. I don't like Jade Cargill. I do not like Jade Cargill.
You love Layla Gray, and you wanted to be her best friend and one of the number one baddies.
No, I do love Layla Gray, but I do not like Jade Cargill.
Oh, you keep saying it. I'll maybe believe you one day. And then also on that card, we're going to get for the United States Championship, Sami Zayn defending against Trick William. And then in our big, true WrestleMania main event, we're getting for the World Heavyweight Championship, CM Punk defending against Roman Reigns.
Again, another one with Roman Reigns.
Oh yeah, didn't you know he is WrestleMania now?
No.
They're gonna rename it Roman Mania.
Ew. No.
Yeah, and he's gonna reign over everything.
Oh my god.
So that is our lineup here,
All right.
folks, for WrestleMania. I wonder if they've gotten rid of those last 13,000 tickets or not.
I don't know.
It's 13,000, 9,000. I guess it depends on what day Dave Meltzer's talking because he can't seem to make up his mind.
All right, so I have to ask, out of both days, what match are you most excited to see?
I'm excited to see the Liv Morgan and Stephanie McCur match for the Women's World Championship. I'm also excited to see what's going to happen in the Seth Rollins and Gunther match.
Okay.
And I mean, some matches, I guess I'm excited, but not because I think they're going to necessarily... I am also excited for the unsanctioned Jacob Fatu Drew McIntyre match. But some matches I'm not necessarily excited because I think they're going to be great. I'm just interested to see what the hell's going to happen.
Okay.
Which is Obafemi, Brock Lesnar. Mm-hmm. And also the Rhea Ripley, Jade Cargill match. But of course, I'm curious as to what's going to happen in our main event of CM Punk. I'm definitely interested in watching that as well. So, I mean, out of all the cards, what I think might be the best matches actually are probably the Liv Morgan Stephanie McCur match, but also I would say the Intercontinental ladder match on Sunday. So fun stuff especially if you're a WWE fan. And so
I think for me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me be considerate here. What are you most excited going into WrestleMania?
Okay, so I think the top match for me that I want to see is definitely Stephanie McCur versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. I am also excited to see AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. I like both of them. And then I think
I've not been a fan of AJ Lee's recent run. No.
Okay, all right. I haven't really seen her recent run, so I did read her book, which I thought was really great. So I kind of have a not a new appreciation, but I have an appreciation for her. So I'm excited to see her. And I think the other one that I'm the most excited to see is probably the Jade Cargill. You
also, by the way, just to add to that, you also read Becky Lynch's book.
I did.
And can I say this about?
Yes, go ahead.
I just think it's so funny that not until you completely completed the book did you realize who Kobe was that she was talking about throughout the entire book. Of course, being the real life name of Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, yeah.
It's been a very confusing read for
Oh my gosh. She kept saying his name, and I'm like, who the hell is she
Kobe
talking about? And then I get to the end, and she says that it's Seth Rollins. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh my gosh. He laughed at me so hard when I told him that. But yeah, so anyway. Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley is the other one that I'm interested in seeing. So those are my top 3 matches I want to see, which I'll have
No,
to see.
excited to see Dirty Dom.
I mean, Dirty Dom needs to get rid of that damn mullet. That thing is so disgusting.
Oh, that thing's glorious.
No.
I mean, it's terribly glorious, but so that's gonna bring us to the end
Top of the hour.
Yep. Right. Oh, we almost have to talk for about 40 more seconds now.
Wow, we can do that.
All right, and thanks for joining us once again on the WrestleCord podcast. You can always find us at YouTube/WrestleCord.
Mm-hmm.
You can check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcast needs. You can also contact us at WrestleCord26@gmail.com, and we hope you all enjoyed this. Oh, you can also check us out on Facebook at /WrestleCord, and we hope you enjoyed the show, and we hope you all enjoyed this WrestleMania weekend.
Yes.
And that is us signing off. Ryan, along with Cordial, and have a great night, folks.